Good evening. I am Nazi Suleiman, an Egyptian archaeologist. Today I will take you on a new journey inside one of the ancient Egyptian tombs. Please stay with me. When on November 4, 1922, Howard Carter discovered the almost intact tomb KV62 of the king of Upper and Lower Egypt Nebkhi-Paru-Ra, the son of Ra Tutankhamun. The thousands of objects in the tomb, magnificent sarcophagi, thrones and masks of gold, these would fire the imagination of archaeologists and tourists for generations. Although King Tut's tomb was small and different in style from the others, it was nevertheless considered that it combined sufficient canonical criteria to allow its use for a ritual royal burial, even with its notable change of axis. King Tut's tomb is rock-cut, carved directly into the limestone along the main watercourse of the valley. A descending flight of 16 steps leads to a short corridor 7.60 meters in length. A line to the west, where it opens directly onto the antechamber. The antechamber. Its walls had been plastered but no decoration undertaken. An opening on the left-hand side of its west wall leads to a room, named the annex. This annex also was not decorated. The north wall of the antechamber has an opening that leads towards the burial chamber. It is only area that is decorated in the tomb. In the plasterwork, on each of the four walls, a small niche had been made for holding protective figurines. The north wall is the one that faces the visitor when looking into the burial chamber from the antechamber. It consists of 3 scenes one after the other, which are here considered in turn from right to left. First scene, it depicts the opening of the mouth ceremony. Here, the new pharaoh I, specifically so named, is carrying out the ceremony on King Tut, who is referred to as his father. The new King I is represented as youthful, and in stature a little less than King Tut. I is wearing the panther skin cloak of some priest, and the blue crown complete with the uraeus, and has white sandals on his feet. King is represented as Osiris. His extended beard with the hooked tip indicates his status as glorified deceased. Around his neck he has a collar, from which is suspended a scarab in the act of rolling the solar disk, as a sign of rebirth. Second scene, King Tut is clothed in a loincloth resting high on his hips. He is welcomed by the goddess Nut, who is presenting him with what she is holding in each hand, the hieroglyphic sign for water, at the same time making the sign of welcome. Third scene, shows 3 figures. They are the Ka personified by the king, and the king, and Osiris. South wall, first figure, on the right, is the goddess Hathor. On her head is the hieroglyph of the west, allowing her to merge with the goddess of the west, Amentet. Holding an Ankh sign in each hand, she extends one of them towards the king's nose. On the left, the god with the canine head is Anubis. He too is holding the Ankh sign of life in one hand, while placing the other on the shoulder of the young king, as a sign both of protection and also of introduction. Standing behind Anubis is the goddess Isis, clothed in the same manner as Nut on the north wall opposite. She is making the Nini gesture of welcome. 3 gods in a squatting attitude and set one above the other complete the imagery on the south wall, while each is marked as Great God, Lord of the Duat. This provides no information as to their actual identity, nature and function. Perhaps they are intended just to symbolize the deities of the underworld generally. West wall is the main wall of this burial chamber. It features representations and very short text excerpts of the first hour of the book of that which is in the underworld. This hour is the period when the sun, having set, is no longer visible, but when its last rays still provide some degree of light. For the Egyptians, this was the antechamber of the underground journey of the celestial body, i.e. the sun. Upper register. In the right-hand rectangle are 5 standing divinities. These are the ones selected by the theologians from among the hundreds who populated the underworld. They welcome the deceased into the underworld. The tableau on the upper left of the west wall. Presented here is the solar bark in which the Khepri scarab, framed by two men in an attitude of worship. Each being named Osiris, they represent King Tut. Lower register. The lower register of the west wall is divided into 12 rectangles, in each of which is an identical baboon, to symbolize the 12 hours of the night. A role usually reserved for 12 goddesses. Each baboon is individually named, with accompanying epithets sometimes appropriate to music and dance. East wall. The upper register of the east wall portrays the funerary procession. A group of high dignitaries is pulling a sledge bearing a funerary bark on which the king's body lies on a catafalque beneath a canopy decorated with garlands. These 12 unnamed dignitaries, each wearing white sandals, are arranged in 5 groups. The first group of 5 dignitaries is followed by 3 pairs, with a final man standing on his own. All of them, apart from 2 viziers towards the back, look exactly the same. Each is wearing a white broad-sleeved tunic, and on the head of each is a black wig bound with a white ribbon of mourning. The last figure, standing alone and closest to the mummy, might be either the General Horemheb, or the Chancellor Maya, being the 2 most senior dignitaries after I. At the head and feet of the mummy there are small representations respectively of the goddess Nephthys and her sister Isis, the latter near the 2 steering oars. Both have their arms raised in worship, at the front of the bark. Behind Nephthys, the king is depicted as a sphinx, or human-headed lion, on a stand. An Ujjatai is painted on the prow of the bark. The sarcophagus, at the time of its opening, the chamber included 4 nested gold-colored wooden shrines. These were designed to surround or enclose King Tut's red quartzite sarcophagus. Represented at the corners of the sarcophagus are 4 protective goddesses in raised relief. These were Isis, Nephthys, Selkis, and Neith, each depicted with protective arms and wings extended over the 4 sides. The mummy of the king was placed in 3 nested coffins or mummy cases, the innermost one of which being the famous coffin made from 110.4 kilograms of pure gold. The mummy itself was adorned with the famous gold mask. The tomb is fragile. The walls, and notably the decorations on them, have been attacked by microorganisms, which must be fought under temperature and humidity conditions incompatible with the presence of hundreds of visitors to the tomb daily. In response to this, Marte has undertaken the construction of a replica of the tomb such that it might be likely that the replica would be the destination to be visited in the future rather than the original tomb itself. The replica tomb, next to the Howard Carter House at the entrance to the Valley of the Kings, finally opened to the public in 2015. This same year, Egyptologist Nicholas Reeves published The Burial of Nefertiti? Abstract, recently published, high-resolution scans of the walls of Room J, the burial chamber, of Valley of the King's Tomb KV62, King Tut. Reveal, beneath the plastered surfaces of the painted scenes, distinct linear traces. These are here mapped, discussed, and tentatively identified as the ghosts of 2 hitherto unrecognized doorways. It is argued that these doorways give access to 1. A still unexplored storage chamber on the west of Room J, seemingly contemporary with the stocking of King Tut's burial, and 2. A pre-Tutankhamun continuation of KV62 towards the north, containing the undisturbed burial of the tomb's original owner, Nefertiti. This issue has aroused serious debate among professional, and in the public sphere as well. It is still open. If you liked the video, hit the like button, and subscribe to the channel so that you can receive all that is new. Here ends today's video. Hoping to meet in another video tomorrow. Until then I wish you happy times and good health. Bye.